I'm skipping the title card and all that, but I just need to make sure I bring
Hi,
up
how are you?
the actual thing. I know Damone Kim has actually already watched the China thing and looked at all that. I haven't gotten a chance to like watch that myself, but here it is. Yeah, I figured as well, Kaiser dude. I got like 6 hours of sleep last night for this, kind of. There's a lot of people waiting. What the heck? The live stream, yeah, there. I'm aware of there being. Hold on a second. Like, just double check the channel, the actual channel. It's like they're premiering. Oh, here we go. I just want to know. I legit just want to know when Albedo is out so I can actually start saving my primos. By the least of it, I've redeemed the codes that Leon posted on Discord, so that's gonna help. Plus the next free 800 primos are gonna help me too, which will help us total to like 100. Actually, hold on a second. How many polls are we at right now? Yeah, we're at like 64 polls. It's really ridiculous. No, not 64, 54. Well, I don't expect anybody else to like be up at this moment anyways, considering that
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the official Genshin Impact version 1.2
it's Paimon!
sneak peek live stream. My name is Karina Betker. Many of you may recognize me as the voice of Paimon. And joining me today is none other than Zach Aguilar.
Greetings, everyone. I'm Zach Aguilar,
Yo.
and I voice the male traveler, Ether.
Let's go.
in Genshin Impact. We certainly share quite a bit of dialogue in the game, so I'm super happy we get to do the live stream together.
It only seems fitting that we do a live stream together, doesn't it? Actually, this is our first time ever doing an official Genshin Impact stream.
Yes, it is, and it's gonna be great. Thanks, everyone.
We've been waiting
so
for
much
this.
joining us today.
Now, before we kick things off with version 1.2 previews, I think we could just take a very special moment to thank everyone in the Genshin Impact community for their love and support of the game up through version 1.1.
Woohoo! Definitely. Thanks, everyone, for your support of Genshin Impact.
Thanks, everyone! So, Zach, how did you like version 1.1? Did you get hit by any meteorites?
Well, you know, I like shiny things, so I touched a
To be
meteorite,
fair,
and
that dude has auditioned for male protagonist roles, and he got the roles in anime and video games.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. But yeah, version 1.1 was super cool. I enjoyed trying out all of the skills and abilities of the new characters from the banners that dropped in 1.1. And I finally had a riveting monologue at the very end. How about yourself, Karina? Have you been enjoying the game lately?
Oh yeah, of course. It's always super exciting to see our voice acting in action, you know? And it's awesome to see how much effort they've been putting into new content for the game with each version. Version 1.1 was definitely a really cool storyline, and they have a character with a bird, and I love birds. I have a pet bird myself, so.
Nice.
Anyway, we're here today to bring everyone a sneak peek of what will be coming in version 1.2 update. Are you excited, Zach?
You know it. There's so much content for us to show everyone for 1.2, so we'd better just go ahead and dive in.
All right, let's get this thing rolling. Version
This is his character page.
1.2 is going
I mean,
to come
yeah,
jam-packed
actor
with
page.
New content, so let's do a quick overview first, shall we?
I'm ready.
Alright,
Hi, how are
in
you?
version 1.2, we'll have some brand new characters, a completely new area of the map to explore, as well as some exciting new events. Also, we'll have some good old updates and optimizations to some current features, which is always a plus. So Zach, what are you most excited for in this update?
Well, you know, of course, everyone loves seeing new characters, but this is the first time we're getting a new area to explore in Genshin Impact, so I think that's pretty exciting. But before we forget, we should probably mention that we have some prizes for our live viewers, don't you think?
Yep, that's right. For all of our live viewers out there, we'll be giving away some redeemable codes. So go ahead and summon all your friends to the stream for a chance to win some prizes.
Or they can just try to keep the goodies for themselves.
That's true.
But that wouldn't be nice, would it?
No, that wouldn't. Remember, guys, adventuring is about companionship. Just like Paimon and the Traveler. You know, us. Anyways, let's take a first look at the official trailer for Genshin Impact version 1.2.
Here we go.
Alrighty, I'll show this trailer later for anybody who's missed out on it anyways.
Do you know the story of Durin and this mountain? Snow gathers atop this mountain and never melts, which is a most curious phenomenon. In fact, I believe that the very sword in your hand has Durin's remains in it. As such, who could I find to help me if not you? Into position! Prepare for battle!
Getting a little cold?
Ooh, new enemies.
Genius. But I don't think I'm any genius.
Polling. I'm polling for this dude.
Moment of birth!
My job is to honor my contract with Rex Lapis.
All hail!
Not really.
It's so nice to de-stress.
I made a new discovery while sketching nearby. There's an area up ahead that's quite remarkable. The truth of this world. What could it be?
Huh. An ice lava trail. Cool. And new weapons. Is that a geo-themed... A geo-themed... Oh wow, they are really stepping into that territory. Yeah, Ruin Guardian.
Is the two of us meeting really a good thing?
Oh hey, the marvelous merchandise is back. Oh my god, look at those wings though. Ooh, that spear looks pretty cool. So, those look like pretty cool, like 4-star weapons.
Ah, nothing says new game content like a good trailer.
Oh, I know, right? So, now that we've had an official first look at the new Dragonspine area, what are your first impressions, Zach? It looks like it's gonna be a pretty cool place. There's literally snow everywhere in that trailer, and I love snow.
Well, it's definitely pretty fitting for a December release, don't you think?
Yes, it's very wintry, and I just love it when games can match the seasons.
Me too. So I initially thought that this new area would be like a basic mountain in the game, but after seeing the trailer, this thing looks like an entirely new beast. It's way more than I expected, and what is that red crystal heart looking thing is that Aether finds? I don't know. Also, it looks like we'll be getting a lot of new frosty looking monsters.
Yeah, there was obviously an icy Sisson mage in the trailer, and even a monster that sort of looks like a yeti or something.
Right, and there were some pretty big looking ruin guards in there as well. It looks like Dragonspine will have plenty new monsters waiting for us, but who knows? Maybe they're just out there looking for a snowball fight.
Yeah, probably not.
Aww.
Anyway, there was also quite a bit of cinematic moments in that trailer too, so it's safe to say that Dragonspine will definitely be packing lots of story content.
Yeah, and those new characters look pretty amazing too, so why don't we start with them?
Sounds good to me, and for once, I'm gonna let you talk.
Finally.
Alright, let's look at Albedo. I saw his abilities before, like, leaked and stuff, so I sort of know how he plays. I wouldn't mind pulling for him, honestly. I'm just not going to talk too much for anybody who doesn't know, but here's what he knows. So he does make geostructures, and he makes an elevator, apparently. I think it's all AoE structures, like Zhongli, yeah. I don't remember if they provide a buff or so, though. I do like that attack, though, a little bit better than GeoMC.
I am Albedo, Chief Alchemist of the Knights of Favonius. You carry the aura of the
I don't know
stars.
this English voice actor.
Interesting. I would like to study you, if you do not mind. I'm certain we will have many opportunities to be alone in the future.
Okay, our first character here is the alchemic master of Mondstadt, Albedo. He is a sword wielder and can manipulate the geo element.
I really like his jacket, and I want one for myself.
Yeah, same. I don't know if you picked up on it or not, but during the 1.2 trailer at the beginning of the stream, it looked like he's really into sketching or art.
Yeah, that's sort of like a unique aspect to add to his character. Maybe it's like his hobby or something. And I wonder if we're going to learn more about his connection with Sucrose, who is obviously another alchemist and that we have from Mondstadt. You could see her appearing a couple of times in the opening trailer, too.
Okay, so now that we've seen our first new character in action, let's take a moment to get a closer look on his skill set.
Ooh, getting down to the nitty-gritty.
Absolutely. So, like I mentioned, Albedo is a Geo character, and he has a pretty unique skill set. When he casts his elemental skill, he summons something that looks like a flower called a solar isotoma. And when opponents within range of the solar isotoma are hit by an attack, the flower will then bloom into a transient blossom, dealing AoE Geo damage.
Okay.
Also, as you saw in the trailer, a character can stand
Ooh,
in the center of the solar isotoma.
We could do Geo
and it will
Multiplier with
lift them
Zhongli here.
into the air. So you can basically use it like a platform.
That is so cool. It's like an elevator. Oh my gosh, I'm definitely curious what those blossoms will do in combat. And it seems that his skill will also be really useful for a little boost to get to some of those hard to reach places while adventuring.
Yeah, imagine using the platform to lift Klee into the air during battle. She'd basically become a little turret that rains bombs down on the enemy.
Da-da-da!
Alright, so now let's check out Albedo's elemental burst, shall we? His elemental burst causes geocrystals to burst forth, and if Albedo's solar isotoma is already on the field, then fatal blossoms will be generated which burst violently into bloom.
Yes! More flowers! I like it. You know, flowers on Valentine's Day must be so easy for this guy.
No kidding. And speaking of flowers, let's move on to our next new character coming in version 1.2. It turns out that she also makes use of flowers.
Yay, more flowers!
Alright, Ganyu. And of course she gets to be nicknamed Coco Goat, even though she's literally an Adepti we know what hybrid, which I still don't know how it works, but it works. Somehow for her, I have no idea. So it's an ice AoE. Yeah.
Look how brightly lit the city is at night. Amazing. I wonder what it's like for all the people down there. No thanks. I think I'll pass on the night market. Sorry.
All right, our second character coming in version 1.2 is Ganyu, the secretary at Yuehai Pavilion. As you could see in her trailer, she's a bow wielder that can manipulate the cryo element.
Yeah, her cryo style seems to be in line with the wintry theme we have going on in Dragonspine. Also, did you see her outfit? I mean, all of the outfits in Genshin are amazing. So, of course, hers is amazing too.
Gotta add to the wiki page.
Yeah, it seems she has red horns, or maybe those are her ears.
Ooh, that's an interesting aesthetic. Okay, now tell me more about her skills. I want to know more about these icy flowers that she has.
Right, sure thing. So first we should point out that Ganyu has a very unique charged attack. As she charges her bow, cryo will accumulate on her arrows, similar to how other archers also use the elements. However, Ganyu has different levels of charge, and the effects of her cryo arrows will change the longer she charges her shots.
Ooh, that's interesting.
As for the flowers, Ganyu's elemental skill also places a flower on the ground like Albedo's, but her flower will attract opponents and then explode after a certain amount of time.
How attractive are these flowers? So those poor hilichurls will be like, oh my gosh, hey look, there's a lovely flower over there on the ground. Apparently that's how hilichurls sound.
Yeah, no
And
problem,
then it
Weirgun.
just blows up in their face? That's so cold.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, things will only get colder from there. Because after unleashing her elemental burst, Ganyu will gracefully raise her hand in the air and summon ice shards that come raining down on her opponents.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like it's gonna hurt! Okay, so it seems like she will be right at home in a cold place like Dragonspine, and I, for one, certainly wouldn't want to get on her bad side.
Yep, and I did say she
Yeah,
was
me
ice.
neither. So, both of our new characters look really awesome, but if our viewers would like to know more about either of these two particular characters, they should be sure to play through their story quests, which will be included in version 1.2.
Oh, great! So we'll be getting new story quests for both of these characters as well?
Yep, that's right. Both Albedo and Ganyu will have playable story quests.
Awesome! I can't wait to play through those.
I'm also really excited to see how everyone's story progresses in Dragonspine as well. Speaking of which, why don't you give us the lowdown on the Dragonspine area? I know you're just bubbling with excitement over there.
You betcha! We're off to the new Dragonspine area!
Nice one. Oh, but wait, before we embark on our hike through Dragonspine, why don't we give some prizes out to our lovely viewers?
Oh, right! We have some redeemable codes to thank you, our loyal travelers, for joining the stream. Goodies inbound in 3, 2, 1!
The VKVI. Hold on a second. Did we already get this? Yep, we already got this. We already got this. So it's VKVEIBSXDUU, which are the codes. Oh, this is a 24-hour code. Yeah, this is a 24-hour code. Yep, I knew it.
Hi, how are you?
This is... No, 20 p.m. Yeah, this is like, yeah, this is 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Shit. Oh yeah, 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Shizzles. Which is going to be 11... Oh, that's 11 p.m. Eastern Time.
Will be a completely new playable area for travelers to explore in version 1.2. It will expand the game's current world and open a new part of the map. Let's take a first look at some of the scenery that awaits players in Dragonspine.
Oh, it looks so cool. I think I see a new challenge. I see...
Well, and also look at all those, like, new chests. Oh, that means new items.
Oh, I know. It's just, I'm always so blown away by the scenery in Genshin Impact. So I really can't wait to explore Dragonspine. It's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah, and all that snow makes me want to like warm and cozy up with some hot chocolate by a fire.
Ooh, yeah. Get in that little blanket.
Yes!
Make a Paimon burrito.
A Paimon burrito!
A-
Oh no, wait, does that mean you're gonna eat me for real?
Don't tempt me.
Paimon is not emergency food!
No, you are.
So I wonder what that red shiny red thing is. What is that?
Oh, you mean there's some kind of shiny red thingy on the big rock over there.
Let's go take a closer look. How did that sound?
You know what? Not bad. Not bad. We'll need to keep working on your Paimon though.
Yeah. Oh wait, there's also some red ore scattered around that area too. I don't think we've ever seen that before.
Yeah, and did you see the veins coming out of that red core in the middle? I wonder what those are.
So I'm starting to get a little curious about why this area is called Dragonspine. I mean, there are massive dragon-like bones jutting out of the rock there, but maybe there's also some sort of deeper meaning?
Well, it is pretty obvious that there are actual dragons in the world of Teyvat, given that we've already encountered Dvalin and Mondstadt.
Yeah, so I wonder what dragon these bones are from. Maybe Dragonspine is like some sort of graveyard for dragons or something?
That would be
Well, I
pretty
guess
cool.
Everyone will just have to play and discover more about Dragonspine themselves. Okay, let's look at some more screenshots of the area.
Wow, look at all the icicles in Starglow Cavern.
Yeah, everything is so blue and icy. And look, you can already see one of those time challenges in there in the middle and a couple of the pedestals for Sealies to call home.
Nice. So it looks like there'll definitely be some familiar mechanics in the new area, but it also looks like we're gonna have a tons of new places to explore.
Don't worry, little Sealy. I will lead you all the way back to your little homes and then take your treasure chest. Well, besides these ice caverns and terrifying dragon bones, there will be a whole host of very lively creatures awaiting travelers in Dragonspine. So, shall we try and guess which one Zach will get killed by?
Yeah, probably all of them.
To be fair, the monsters here do seem pretty ferocious.
Let's take a closer look.
Oh my
Hey,
god.
your Paimon is getting better already. All right, let's check out some of these monsters.
So it looks like we got a ton of new monsters, which is super cool. I think I see like a Yeti in there, a Frost Yeti.
Well, and I'm wondering about all like the different abilities that these monsters have. Like, ooh, what are they gonna do to me? And how am I going to fight them back?
How many times will
An
I
ice system
die to these
mage,
monsters? Probably a lot.
Should be no different than the Abyss Mage.
Yeah, and
Too much minus the
really love
shielding.
what they've done with the wintry aesthetics here.
Yeah, we can definitely tell that cryo is going to be a big theme for a lot of these monsters. I mean, like, they're literally covered in ice crystals.
I love this frost arm law churl. It almost looks like some sort of, oh, this is the Yeti.
I'm totally gonna stomp on your face.
Yeah, but seriously, these monsters really fit the theme of the environment here, and this ruin grater looks like an interesting one as well.
Yeah, we've definitely never seen one like that before.
So
That was like a
besides
beta
all the
design
lovely
thing,
winter aesthetics and ferocious
which I will
monsters,
explain
are
after
we
the stream.
getting any new mechanics for the Dragonspine area?
Yes, we are. Let's talk about the sub-zero climate.
All right.
So Dragonspine doesn't just look cold. Your characters will actually feel the cold. As you venture deeper into the reaches of Dragonspine without any heat source, your character's body temperature will continuously drop and the effects of sheer cold will accumulate. But be careful. If you let sheer cold accumulate too much, some frosty effects will appear on your screen and your character will start to take damage.
Yikes!
And that's not all.
Yeesh.
Certain actions in the harsh Dragonspine environment can even accelerate the effects of the cold, like swimming, for example.
In other words, avoid jumping into bodies of freezing water. Noted.
But the good news is, there are also many ways to stay warm in Dragonspine.
Let's find that
how
out.
about staying in a tavern next to the roaring fire?
I mean, I like that idea, but not exactly. But you are onto something with the fire idea, though. In Dragonspine, travelers can stay close to bonfires or special sources of heat in the area area to reduce the effects of sheer cold. There are even special Celian dragon spine that look all warm and toasty, which will protect you from the cold whenever you're nearby them.
So we can't eat food?
Crazy. So, this adds a whole new thing to consider when adventuring. I mean, you really have to look for sources of heat and plan your movement carefully.
Yeah, and if you get caught up in a difficult battle with some monsters that takes too long, the cold will probably be a problem.
Right? And I think Dragonspine's environment will have a pretty big influence on the approach of our combat strategies.
Oh, all of this sheer cold stuff is already making me feel cold all over. Do you know what we need, Zach?
Sticky honey roast?
Sticky honey roast!
I knew it.
Despite its crazy harsh environment, Dragonspine is still an area beckoning for exploration.
Well, I guess exploration is at the heart of every adventure, right?
That's right! There will be a variety of different things in the environment for travelers to discover and interact with. Let's take a deeper look at some key points of interest in Dragonspine, shall we?
Oh, I'm ready.
Oh, I'm ready. That's what he said.
After entering Dragonspine, travelers will soon discover some mysterious crystal-like shards in different parts of the area. There are a total of 3 small shards waiting to be discovered, which seem to be completely sealed in ice.
Well, nothing a couple hits from a trusty claymore can't solve, right?
Wrong! Your claymore has no power here!
Oh.
The ice around these shards cannot be simply broken by a weapon's might. Travelers will have to find another way to break through all the icy shells.
Ah, puzzles. Okay, I like where this is going.
Travelers should be sure to keep their eyes open as they traverse the pathways of Dragonspine. There's even some special red ore scattered around that's never been seen outside the area. But remember, not all pathways are open in Dragonspine. The path to the summit is completely impassable, blocked with a mysterious force that prevents you from going forward.
Just like Los Angeles traffic.
Oh yeah, just like that. It's absolutely exactly.
Oh my god.
So...
There is traffic in
sounds
LA
like
though.
Finding the key to breaking these crystal shards might also be the key to unlocking the path to the summit? Interesting. I wonder what's at the top. There's gotta be something contained inside these shards, right?
In fact, there is! As travelers break the shards, they'll discover the Frostbearing Tree. This tree is no ordinary tree. It desires a substance called Crimson Agate. Travelers can collect more Crimson Agate to submit to the tree by gathering it in the wild or completing quests.
Huh.
A warming
wonder why
bottle.
This tree needs Crimson Agate. Is that what keeps it alive or something?
I mean, we'll see. The travelers can upgrade the tree and receive rewards by submitting more Crimson Agate. And these rewards will also include a gadget that you might find particularly handy in Dragonspine called a warming bottle.
Ah, nice. Kind of sounds like a coffee thermos or something. Is it like something we can take to keep us warm on Dragonspine?
Precisely! And once the tree
Hey, what's up,
reaches
Leon?
10, the travelers can then receive blueprints for a new 4-star catalyst weapon, Frostbearer.
Cool. I love the name. It feels like it fits in with everything that we've been talking about so far.
Also, while exploring and fighting monsters in the Dragonspine area, travelers might stumble across something that looks like a dragon tooth. But you should take note that this is no ordinary dragon tooth.
I don't even know what an ordinary dragon tooth would look like.
If you follow the quests and collect these dragon teeth along with some other items, you'll then use them in the camp to forge another 4-star weapon called the Dragonspine Spear.
Oh, so that's 2 new 4-star weapons we can get now.
Right, and travelers will also receive the weapon's blueprint as well.
So wait, you're basically saying that we'll be like the Tooth Fairies of Dragonspine? But instead of exchanging teeth for coins, we get 4-star weapons.
Basically, yeah.
Okay, this will be pretty fun. And more weapons is always a plus.
For sure. Now let's take a closer look at what Albedo has been up to in the area. After Albedo's extended exploration of the Dragonspine area, he has discovered some ancient ruins buried in the snow and ice. He's also found some script in the ruins, seemingly pointing him to the lost remains of a destroyed kingdom in Dragonspine.
So, the history of Dragonspine begins to unravel. There's a lot going on here despite the brutal environment.
Traces of this kingdom are scattered all across Dragonspine, and there are even hidden quests. If travelers are able to uncover the secrets of these ruins, they'll receive a new 4-star claymore weapon, Snow Tomb Star Silver.
Wow, so that's like 3 new 4-star weapons already up for grabs. Dragonspine
I know, right?
is loaded.
You know it! Alright.
Doesn't seem to be a loaded area.
We finished our first hike across Dragonspine. Why don't we talk about some of the events coming for version 1.2?
Sounds good. Right, what would a new version update be without new events? In version 1.2, travelers will be able to embark on an exciting new event. The Chalk Prince
And the dragon.
Ooh, I wonder who's the prince and who's the dragon.
This event will lead travelers in an all-new storyline across the Dragonspine area. And travelers will get to spend some quality time with our new character, Albedo, who plays a front and center role in the story here.
Oh, nice! So,
Nice.
how do we fit into the story here? And by we, I mean the traveler and, Paimon.
Well, basically, Albedo takes the traveler and Paimon on a dangerous new quest, entrusting the traveler with a cursed sword.
Wait, a cursed sword?
That's right. The traveler is tasked with using this sword in Dragonspine to grow its power.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like your average sword to me.
What's different about the event storyline this time around is that Albedo's very own character story will serve as a precursor leading up to the event story.
Wait, so that means Albedo's story quest will lead right into the event story? Ooh, I always love it when games can tie content together like that.
Yeah, me too. So let's take a quick look at part of Albedo's very own storyline to help set up the scene and get a quick glimpse of his alchemic mastery.
Okay, sounds good. Whoa, you wanna start with that?
You're right. Giving a demonstration would be better than trying to explain. For example, awakening life. Breathing new life into fallen leaves.
Whoa! Albedo does really have strong alchemic powers.
He certainly does. Albedo's character will definitely become more apparent through his storyline and the event.
Yeah, it was nice that we got to know Fischl and Mona a lot better in the 1.1 Meteorites event, and it's awesome that they're connecting Albedo's storyline with the Dragonspine story this time around.
Definitely. And I'm not sure if everyone noticed or not, but we have a nice quality of life feature that I think a lot of people are going to enjoy, which was featured in that cutscene.
Oh?
In version 1.2, we have a new autoplay function for dialogue, which means the game will automatically play the voiceovers and then proceed to the next line for dialogue scenes.
That's pretty good for a lot of people.
That makes it so much easier to just sit back and enjoy the story rather than having to press a button to proceed every 3 seconds. It really helps make the dialogue sections play like it's almost a movie.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing this one as well. Alrighty, so now let's take a look at some screenshots we have from The Chalk Prince
And the dragon.
story.
But this event has commemorative significance. The church hopes that all sisters will be present.
Hopes? That's odd, because I don't recall a fulfilled
Hey, it's Barbara.
others clause in my job description.
Yeah, so first we have Barbara as well as an unfamiliar character here.
Yeah, she looks really cool. Like, she looks like one tough girl, and she's got the personality to back it up, too. I hope she doesn't hurt Barbara's feelings.
Yeah, her name is Rosaria, and she is indeed one of the nuns, so I'm sure Barbara's used to it.
Well,
A
she
nun.
definitely doesn't look like a typical nun to me, that's for sure. I wonder what her story is.
I guess we'll have to play the story to find out. She'll be making an appearance in the event. Okay, let's go to our next screenshot, featuring the adorable Sucrose.
Then, could I ask you for a favor?
How do I still don't have sucrose?
I feel like Albedo is concealing something from myself and Timaeus. That's true, but I feel like he's always hiding something. It is my personal guess that it is some great secret of alchemy.
Oh, Sucrose seems to be super worried here. Wait, isn't Sucrose supposed to be Albedo's assistant? You'd think she would know what he's up to.
Maybe Albedo's working on some dangerous research that he can't let Sucrose or Timaeus get involved with?
Huh. Well, Albedo's becoming more and more of a mystery. Besides, who would ever want to hide anything from sweet little Sucrose?
Maybe Sucrose is just overly curious about Albedo's work. She's
Maybe.
curious like a cat.
Oh, maybe that explains her ears.
Now we're onto something. All right, let's take a look at our next screenshot.
Indeed. The dragon's eyes, claws, and scales ground into dust before being used to coat the blade. In this way, Durin's corruption and venom entered into the sword and became the source of its power.
Oh, so that must be the cursed sword you mentioned earlier.
That's right.
And Albedo said that Durin's corruption and venom entered into the sword?
Oh,
Sounds pretty dangerous.
sounds like the dragon that corrupted
Albedo
Dvalin.
just decides it's okay
Maybe.
to trust us with a weapon like that.
Yeah, well, if Albedo gives it to the Traveler, then it must be a pretty special item. There might even be a price to using such a weapon, and maybe if we pay the price, it could become very powerful?
Huh. Oh, like, maybe it, like, consumes HP of whoever's wielding it, or, maybe it consumes some sort of special items.
Right. Well, I guess we'll have to play the event and see. Okay, it's time for our last event screenshot.
But if you want to know why I trust you, it might be because the unusual ones like us share a certain degree of understanding. Lonely individuals. Those who aren't like ordinary people. Just like, you and me.
Ooh, did you hear that? Oh, Albedo said the unusual ones like us. Does that mean he's like the Traveler?
Well, he also said they're lonely individuals who aren't like ordinary people. So perhaps he's simply referring to that they are just both unique in some way?
No, it can't be that simple. Besides, those two look practically alike. I think Albedo has another side to him. Maybe some mysterious identity that he keeps hidden from everyone else.
Or he might simply be a lonely master of alchemy. Such genius is already unusual enough, don't you think?
Now I want to know everything about Albedo.
Same.
I guess we'll have to play through the story ourselves to learn more. So, Karina, besides the new storyline, why don't you tell us a little bit about what else travelers can expect from the Chalk Prince and the Dragon event?
Sure thing.
And now, before we proceed to the next section, let's give out another code.
Yeah, I think like Albedo is like a newbie or like some because I don't recognize that English voice actor at all in any anime or video games. Zach Aguilar, I've heard his voiceover for, and in Kimetsu no Yaiba as Tanjiro. Of course, Byleth is Fire Emblem Three Houses, even though I haven't played it myself, but I might just get it because it's on discount. The amount of BL hints. Guess we got these codes ahead of time. Yeah, but by the least of it, like, Zach Aguilar is, has his own reputation now, because that's literally his role as playing as male protagonists, if not male side characters.
A new storyline for the Dragonspine area, the Chalk Prince and the Dragon event will also feature a variety of
Crown!
for travelers.
Must have my crown.
Tons of different rewards. The Chalk Prince and the Dragon event will be divided up into 4 separate acts.
I also need my talent books, too.
I see already that the Cursed Sword is going to play an important role in this event.
Act 1 of the event will be unlocked as soon as you've completed Albedo's story quest, called the Princeps Cretaceous Chapter. Then, each of the following acts will be gradually unlocked afterwards, each containing a variety of different quests and challenges to be completed.
Seems straightforward enough.
Now, here's where the sword comes in. Once all of the single act's challenges have been completed, in addition to the act's completion rewards, travelers will also unlock a new ability for festering desire, the Cursed Sword.
Ooh, so the abilities of the sword are literally growing, just like we saw earlier in the storyline.
Exactly, but that's not all. After each event act is completed, travelers will also receive a corresponding type of essence. You know, in addition to all the other stuff we mentioned before.
So, what can we use that for? Oh, please You say Primogems?
Not exactly. Essence can be used in the event shop, and travelers can exchange it for whatever rewards pique their interests. But there's a key thing to remember here.
What's that?
All of the materials required for refining Festering Desire will also be available in the event shop. In other words, after completing all the event challenges, travelers will also complete Festering Desire.
Nice.
So, if we count the 3 weapons we mentioned earlier, here we have all the weapons that will be available as rewards in version 1.2.
Wow, and I was already excited about the weapons we saw earlier.
So, as we also briefly mentioned earlier, some of these weapons can be obtained directly, whereas others can be obtained indirectly via blueprints.
That's a lot of new weapons. What else do you have for us, Karina? I feel like you're on a roll right now with all these rewards.
Sure am! In version 1.2, the game will also be updated with 2 brand new sets of artifacts! The Cryo Artifact set, Blizzard Strayer, as well as the Hydro Artifact set, Heart of Depth. Everyone can check out the details in the descriptions here.
Oh yeah, I can see how these are gonna be pretty awesome for the Cryo and Hydro characters we have so far.
I definitely need the Heart of Death.
Sets match their corresponding effects. Good names just makes everything in the game come together.
Yeah, I definitely need both of these artifact sets now.
So to quickly summarize for everyone, both sets feature a corresponding elemental damage bonus for a 2-piece set, which is awesome. And then the 4-piece cryo set increases crit rate against opponents affected by cryo.
Ooh.
Whereas the 4-piece hydro set increases normal and charged attack damage after using an elemental skill.
I literally can't wait to get some of these for my characters. But the question is, which domain are these gonna drop in? Wait, is there gonna be a domain in Dragonspine?
Bingo! An all-new domain called the Peak of Indignir will be available in the Dragonspine area, so don't forget to stop by and unlock the new domain while exploring the area.
I definitely do need to do that.
I'll be stopping in there to save myself from sheer cold.
And that's everything we have for the Dragonspine event. But I'm sure you have other events waiting for us, right, Zach?
Yeah, definitely. Tevat is a large world, and plenty of other things will also be happening across the lands in version 1.2. Let's start with an event for travelers looking for a real challenge. The Hypostatic Symphony.
Ooh, sounds musical!
In the Hypostatic Symphony event, travelers will find themselves facing off with hypostases that have some special abilities compared to the ones that we typically encounter in the wild.
Yeah, these hypostases seem pretty intense.
More importantly, travelers will be able to select the difficulty and conditions for the challenge. By choosing to take on a harder difficulty and more demanding conditions, travelers will have a chance at receiving more bountiful rewards.
I figured that as much.
Not quite the musical I imagined, but fighting hypostases is always fun.
But if taking on hardcore challenges is not your style, we'll also have something a little more relaxing called Lost Riches.
Wait, hold on. Did I just see like a Sealy following the traveler? Am I being replaced?
Yeah, no, they would never do that.
Or maybe they will.
In this event, travelers will partner up with a little Sealy in search for treasure.
I mean, I hope I'm not being replaced, but I do love the Sealies. They're really cute.
Yeah. No, you're not being replaced, but the little Sealies are really cute. In this event, the Sealy will indicate whenever you are getting close to nearby treasure. After successfully locating the treasure, travelers will receive some special iron coins which can then be exchanged in the shop.
Okay, that sounds really cool, but once we get the Sealy, do we get to, I wish we could keep it. Do we get to keep it?
Well, your wish has been granted.
Ooh.
After collecting enough iron coins, you can exchange them to add the Sealy
Primo
to your
gems.
inventory.
No way.
Yup.
Oh, 300.
Then you can just equip the Sealy and it will accompany you on all your future adventures.
Aw, that's so awesome!
Ooh,
And
a
I
pet
honestly
system.
don't think I will ever be able to play without it.
Yeah, same. So
I must
travelers should
haves.
remember that special areas will unlock when hunting for treasure. All you'll need to do is check the map to find each area's location. This'll definitely be a great event for exploring more of the game's open world as well.
Okay, this might just be my favorite part of version 1.2 so far.
And last but not least, we have a returning favorite with a bit of a new spin. You might remember him by his unique sense of fashion and unorthodox business style.
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
The traveling JoJo
Crazy
salesman.
Traveling merchant guy?
You got it.
Ah, yes! I love that guy! It's Levin!
Yep, and he's back again. But this time around, he's gonna be changing things up a bit.
Oh, this should be interesting.
So, for Marvelous Merchandise in version 1.2, travelers will now be able to find Lieben while visiting other players' worlds.
Ooh!
Everyone will have different rewards available at random from Lieben each day, so if you're interested in what Lieben is offering in someone else's world, you should be sure to pay him a visit there.
Oh, that's an interesting twist! I can't wait to see what rewards
Huh,
we trade
that's
for
pretty
this
cool.
time.
Alright, and that's it event-wise. So, Karina, why don't you take us through some final features and optimizations travelers can expect to see in version 1.2?
You got it! In addition to all the exciting new events and content we've introduced today, which has already been a lot, version 1.2 will also feature a variety of optimizations to improve the overall gameplay experience.
Awesome. Let's hear some details.
Improvements have been made to various features, including the in-game chat, the photo-taking system, domain drop collection, and character ascension.
Sounds like they've made a lot of improvements to
Ooh,
different parts of
those
the
are quaint
game.
fates though.
So let's go through each of these improvements one by one and see what's waiting for us in 1.2.
Okay, ready when you are.
Travelers will be able to set custom names for their friends via the friend screen.
Oh, nice. I'll finally be able to remember the names of the people I'm playing with. And Karina will be able to give her friends ugly nicknames.
You're so cheeky. You deserve an ugly nickname.
There it is.
Also, travelers will now be able to chat directly with their friends via the main game screen, even outside of co-op mode.
Nice. So I'll be able to chat with my friends when I'm working on my single-player quests?
That's right. Please don't spam me with messages, though.
I can't promise anything.
Next, we have a new gadget coming for version 1.2.
Ooh.
It's called the camera, with a K. Travelers can equip it to be able to snap photos at the press of a button. Also, the classic photo-taking system under the Paimon menu will support new options for character expressions, as well as improved camera movement features. So now it should be easier for travelers to capture all their favorite adventuring moments.
Sweet. I can't wait to try that out on Dragon's
Ooh.
Yeah, just be sure to not get frozen while posing in the cold, okay?
Again, I can't promise anything.
That's gonna be his
And next we
catchphrase.
have an improvement that travelers have already been requesting for some time now.
Ooh, goody.
Starting in version 1.2, drop domain rewards like materials and artifacts will be directly added to your inventory.
Nice. So we won't have to spend time picking up each of the dropped rewards anymore?
Exactly. Everything will be automatically collected for our travelers now.
Oh, that is so much more convenient.
Oh, I know, right? And
Oh,
our next
absolutely.
improvement is also a convenient one for domains. After completing a domain, travelers may now directly choose to challenge that particular domain again.
Yes. That'll also be a real time saver.
And finally, we have a couple of important updates in 1.2 regarding character ascension. First off, travelers will now receive one acquaint fate each time they ascend their characters at level 20, level 50,
Pogs.
and level 70.
I'll never say no to more acquaint fate.
Also, travelers
Pogs.
will be able to check any particular character's required ascension materials directly from the main character screen.
Ah, so now it'll be easier to check which materials we need to start collecting.
Precisely! This will be really handy whenever you get a new character and you have to keep checking which materials you need to look for.
Great. I look forward to checking out all of these in game.
Yep, me too. So that does it for the optimizations that are coming in version 1.2. All right, goodies inbound in 3, 2, 1.
This has to be the last code. That is, yep. We've had these codes already. But hey, free goodies. Can't hurt. Kind of sad that it's only available for like 12 hours though, but I did send out like stuff on Discord ahead of time to the peeps who could use these codes. But hey, free primos can't hurt in any case. Guess I'll do like one more single poll and see like how that is. Because oh yeah, I still have like, is today my last day of the my current blessing?
Great, and I think that also just about wraps up everything we have for our first official sneak peek at version 1.2. What do you think, Karina? Did you have fun doing the stream together?
Yes! I kind of hope that they invite us back again to do more streams in the future because I had so much fun!
Yeah, I know, right? Me too. And honestly, it looks like they're adding so much new content to the game. I'm sure they'll have us back for more soon.
Oh yeah, especially for Inazuma.
On Dragonspine.
Yeah, we all know that you're just gonna be frozen out there.
Just let it go.
We're also hoping that all of our travelers stay warm and enjoy their new adventures in Dragonspine.
Yeah, stay safe out there, everyone. And thanks again for joining us for the last stream of the year. Hopefully they'll have us back again on the live streams in 2021.
See you all in version 1.2!
Bye, everyone!
See you, Zach and Karina.
So this might sound weird, but I'm actually really excited for the sheer cold. I think that's just gonna add a whole other
You're
element
not afraid
to the game.
Get frozen?
No, I'm just like I'm ready, you know? I'm ready
Watch,
to be
you're gonna accidentally swim and forget that you get like super frozen when you
I know.
go into water like a billion times.
I'm probably gonna regret saying this, but I think it'll be fun, you know, too, especially with winter and just I don't know, it just adds that extra mechanic to the game.
I mean, like, I always like the winter aesthetic, but yeah, I mean, I love snow. I'm from Seattle originally. Snow is great and cold is great, and I just like it.
Yeah, same.
And winter is like the best part of the year. I always like winter.
It is. It really is. Because summer
and
is...
I'm also really excited for the new story. Not only the new characters, but the new story quest lines that come with them.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited to... I always like learning about the new characters and what they're up to and what's happening with them. It's always so much fun.
Yeah, no, me too. New characters, new skills. We have new enemies, and we got those emotes, which will be super, super cool.
I
can't wait to spam those.
I'm gonna spam just emotes. I'm gonna go into my friends' games, and I won't do any fighting. I will just do emotes. That's what I will do.
Let them do all the hard work.
Exactly, while I spam smiling for 40 minutes.
Well, to be honest, that's pretty much just me, you know? I'm just standing there, they're just, like, fighting somebody. I'm like, yeah, you know,
they carry you.
Yeah.
We gotta carry Karina.
Also, there's that cute Sealy that gets to, like, follow you around.
Yeah, I don't know if we got an explanation on the Sealy or if we know about how it works, but I noticed there were different colored Sealies, if I saw that right.
Maybe?
So, I don't know. I'm super excited. I can't wait to start exploring. And then
there's so many new weapons.
Yes.
Ugh. All of my characters are gonna be decked out.
I mean,
hopefully they add more 3 stars to the gacha, like 3-star weapons we haven't gotten yet.
Only has like all the story missions and the quests to explore and
Cause like on the tier list website, there's 3-star weapons that are in the files of the game, but we couldn't get them yet, like the Dark Iron.
I'm not even done with the current map, so I don't know how I'm gonna find time to go onto the next map and explore all of that. But I'll find it. I'll do it. I'll find out how to do it somehow.
Same, yeah. I can't wait.
The quality in... There is a really, really stark contrast between this live stream and the first one they did for the English channel, honestly. Not only were we able to actually get the official voice actors in as the hosts, but the presentation for it definitely gave enough information, gave the information we needed, did not really spoil too much, and really kept us hooked in and reeled in. Definitely like this English live stream, definitely better than the first one we've had, thankfully. Oh my god. And absolutely. I think what was the situation was that since they were still figuring things out with like legalities and DMCA and stuff, they couldn't be able to bring like the actual official voiceover people on as hosts last time. But now I thankfully MiHoYo got their act and everything together. I'm glad that they're able to like improve the quality for this presentation, honestly, like 100% tenfold. And wow. this definitely will keep us like held over until we get Inazuma, which is apparently like, if what they said is right by the narrative, like a separate island on its own, and wow, that's gonna be quite interesting. I'm still really awaiting Inazuma, but I definitely want to pull for Albedo. The only thing is that they really haven't announced like in which order like those two characters are gonna appear in. Are we gonna get Ganyu first, or are we gonna get Albedo first? They haven't really said that because I guess miHoYo still hasn't confirmed that yet, but unless like data has been leaked out for that, and they should have like said that to begin with. But I'm definitely pulling for Albedo because I definitely want to have a double Geo setup. If I do pull for Zhongli, I do want to have a double Geo setup with him and Zhongli, since I'm not really going to be rocking Geo MC for the most part, and so it's going to be double Geo and the superconduct duo of Ice and Electric. But I still have to figure out like which units I want to be able to do for that though. I mean, we could still go for Kaya, considering that if we place Kaya's ultimate on Zhongli with and I use Beto's ultimate as well, we could do the same thing that I do with Tartaglia, which is like the two ultimates stacked together to do like a superconduct duo. But then again, if you have Zhongli structure, that's going to cost crystallize easily with like either of the two elements. So superconduct is not going to trigger easily. I still have to figure that out actually. But then again, it's going to require some experimentation once I actually get the characters on like either of my accounts. But in most cases, like the double Geo setup that I would be going for is still like a survival team setup, which I still need to like put some brain power and brain meat, and, or as Paimon says, brain juice, into thinking about. So, you know, it's kind of funny that originally, like when miHoYo like really hates people for spoiling stuff, and I know Damone Kim really likes to get on his information like right away, like right at the source, right from the Chinese live stream and stuff, but also at the same time, miHoYo has like really like dropped the ball with their first English presentation in general. This is definitely a keeper. And I definitely hope that going forward from here for the English Western audience, that they could put the same amount of quality into this presentation as they have like today. But yeah, same here, Kaiser dude. Seems like all of us are awake at this point now that this presentation is done. I guess I'll take a break for now. I will be back with Genshin later, just to see how we can do on our first day of Tevat Eats, DoorDash in Tevat, whatever delivery service you want to call us. Apparently we're now Uber Eats now or something. And I'll guess I'll do one poll, just so we could even it out to like 55 polls. Which now, like, we're still pretty much at the halfway point to 106 polls without getting Zhongli. But I think after I poll him, though, I'm probably going to stop on the polls, even if I don't get, like... hopefully I will be able to get at least, like, one Razor Constellation, because I really love using the heck out of him. Until the game decides to give me, like, D-Luke for some reason. And we'll see what happens then. It is rather early for a bunch of different people. So, in the meantime, let me see if I have like someone I could be able to raid in the meantime. I think I could be able to like raid a homie. I could be able to raid somebody in the meantime. Oh, I actually got a homie who's online right now. I got TJ Learns Bankai. He's an anime gamer. He is a variety gamer, and he definitely should be employed for voiceover work. And he has a pretty bright personality as well. So, let's see, who else is online right now that I have? But yeah, while I go ahead and figure out this this raid, what is something that people are looking forward to for 1.2 coming up? They haven't announced a date for 1.2 either. You know, it kind of also like makes sense for like 1.2 to exist, because it coincides with the number of December, which is 12, 1.2. You know how like 1.1 was released on 11/11/2020? This seems like way too coincidental, isn't it? Way too coincidental. Oh, actually, I do have Pop Note Hearts online. And she's going to be playing Pokemon Sword and Shield. I think I'm going to go ahead and raid her for now. Alright, so we're going to go ahead. I'm going to drop you guys off at Pop Note Hearts. They're going to be playing Pokemon Sword and Shield. Which now includes the Crown Tundra DLC, which has already been out for quite a while. I'm going to be getting on it either tomorrow or Sunday. One of these days this weekend, I'm going to be starting my journey in the Crown Tundra. And, well, hopefully it's... thankfully, a lot of the reviews say that the Crown Tundra has really been a better experience for them than the Isle of Armor. So I definitely can't wait to actually get my hands on and catch some Pokemon in the Crown Tundra. But if we can shiny hunt these legendaries, I am definitely all for it then. Alright, so guess everybody's going to be taking a break for now. And I guess we'll be back with Genshin later and Ocarina of Time for Flashback Friday. Definitely some pretty good stuff coming up for 1.2, and I definitely think MiHoYo has done themselves a bit of justice this time with this presentation. So GG's to that, and GG's to the Freemo Gem codes that we got today. Best of luck on anybody's polls coming up.